What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. It is also a bittersweet day as well. Well, it's also a nice hot day. It's summer. And we got some sad news to share with you guys. One of my favorite attractions at Hollywood Studios is closing officially. You know, I'm not really big on theme parks and talking to that on the channel, but sometimes I am really big on theme parks. It's something you probably have never seen me on the channel talk about or discuss, is that I'm big on theme parks and history of theme parks, and I love Disney, and most of all, I love the Muppets. Yes, the Muppets Vision 3D is officially closing at Walt Disney Studios, or Hollywood Studios, or MGM at the time, is officially closing, and it is the saddest thing I've ever heard, because it's the last thing Jim Henson has ever produced. So today's video is kind of sharing my thoughts about this and eating some ice cream, and I am Sasha Boss. So let me get some ice cream, and then I will tell you guys a little bit more of my thoughts and how I found out about this and what's going to happen to the park. I did get a Dairy Queen Blizzard tonight. It is the Superman Cup, but I mostly go there for the cups lately because I cannot wait for July 11th, which is Superman Takes Flight on the big screen since the 70s. Actually, 2011 was Man of Steel, but this is since the 70s. So Snickers is delicious, guys. You got the caramel, the peanuts, the chocolate. Oh, it's really gooey, chewy, and crunchy. And the peanuts give it a nice saltiness with the chocolate. Really good review. And as we sit down, we're trying to find a place to sit so I can talk to you guys about this. I found my spot, guys. Yeah, like I was saying, this movie really changed a lot for myself. Personally, when I saw the trailer, Superman, amazing. Okay, on to our subject matter. So when I first heard the news that Muppets Vision 3D was officially closing, I was kind of shocked. After all, I was watching TikTok, and I'm like, I can't believe everything I watch on TikTok. It's brain rot, right? But this news really unsettled me, because this is Jim Henson's last work we're talking about. The very last thing he's ever produced was Muppets Vision 3D. And this was a handshake deal between Michael Eisenberg and Jim Henson. And this is the last thing he has ever worked on as Kermit. And Disney likes to ruin everything that's good lately. Move, it's gone. They're making Moana 2 with that money. They're building an expansion to Monsters Inc. Land. It is shocking. It is unbelievably shocking that Disney has the capability of doing that. The Muppets have been over the parks for numerous of years, guys. I remember going to gift shop as a kid with my family, going to see the Muppets, and I was blown away and how breathtaking, beautiful visuals, the graphics, the sound, and the 3D glasses. I actually experienced that attraction twice in my lifetime, and I wish I could have done it one more time. So this is kind of my tribute to my thoughts of the Muppets closing. What's even more saddens me the most is that this could be the last thing the Muppets has done in a while. It's like the biggest thing in the Muppets history, where all the fan base is coming back together, supporting each other for the Muppets. And Disney's Muppets has not been the same ever since Steve left and Jim's passing. They just kind of been like oddballs stuck in a closet, and primarily what they've been doing with them is not underestimating their characters. They kind of give them storylines, but don't really work out as how the Muppet Show did in the 70s, where it's a free-for-all, all these characters can do whatever they want. And Disney's kind of giving them a PG, almost a TVG at times, not their zany adult over-the-edge jokes or wild explosions or stuff like that. But Muppets 3D was Disney's kind of fascinating last straw to that idea, where it kind of stuck around, and we got Muppets Vision 3D because of that. It just stuck around. I did not know this already. Sex and Violence was actually the very first Muppets thing that they ever done that kind of sparked the Muppet Show to be the Muppet Show today, and it's kind of a fascinating fun fact. I know a lot about Jim Henson. Boy, that was a good blizzard. I actually met Stephen Whitmire, who played Bristle the Rat and Kermit the Frog, actually at GalaxyCon a while ago. I actually see him twice. Once he performed live, which was beautiful. I really got to interact with him, and he's just such a really nice guy. If you ever meet Steve Whitmire, totally worth it. Oh my gosh. My uncle got me a photo op with him for Christmas a while back, and I'm more than thankful for that opportunity. That meant a lot to me. And something didn't know about me too. I got recently into like the lore of like the Muppeteers, like as I grew older, and it almost became my personal heroes. Actually, a lot of these voice actors who, my popular characters who made me who I am. And which kind of baffles me too with this idea is moving like modern Disney ideas into this thing. And it's kind of like dying out the franchises that we know and love. You know, Marvel and Star Wars have been kind of hiding that factor lately. And the Muppets surely are actually doing that. I think the Muppets are gone officially after this. It's no more Muppets anymore, and it's sad. And there's a couple ways I could say they could save the Muppets is reviving the Muppet Show with more guest stars across the era. So by revamping the Muppet Show, I feel like it gives more children and adults more inspiration about who these guys are. So they could even have Jack Black or like Logan Paul or Mr. Beast, like some really relatively big names like Taylor Swift or something to make them more prominent to these days. But I want them to do it more adult, where they have like Rob Zombie, Weird Al, or who's another guy? I know it was a guy. I'm trying to think of his name, but would have been a perfect candidate for the Muppet Show, but they'd never done him. I think it was Weird Al. Was it Weird Al or someone else? Oh, Paul Rubens. Paul Rubens was the person I was thinking of would have been perfect for the Muppet Show, but they've never done it. And it's sad we'll never only see what a Paul Rubens and Jim Henson collaboration will look like. That would be a wild treat. Yeah, so I think that what they could do saving it personally is reviving the Muppet Show and adding so many guest stars, musical numbers, and having Miss Piggy and Fuzzy Bear and Sam the Eagle all representing how this story tells in the world. Also, it would be a way for them to learn about current events and make humor and pop culture a thing and make it almost a late night show. So that's my prediction. Like, hopefully they will find a way to banter and create the Muppet Show how it's supposed to be. But I don't think that's actually going to happen. Realistically, Disney's run out of ideas for the Muppets, and they kind of hid them away. And I don't know if they're ever going to see the light of day again. They had a couple projects, and some of them are flops, like Haunted Mansion, which I've not seen yet, and Electric Mayhem's show, which was decent. It was kind of like a play, like a jukebox musical of classic songs of the 60s and early 70s. If it was around the time of like the original actors, like it would have been a lot better with like Frank and Jim and Jerry Nelson. If they did it like later, like the early 80s, I think it would have been a lot better. But it's also really nice for pop culture and nostalgia. So if they can find a rhythm, not like the ABC's The Office spinoff or that kind of reality TV show, The Muppets, I feel like they need to find their footing and their ground to come back. So reviving the Muppet Show, Muppet Babies, they revived, but I think it's time to revive the Muppet Show and give the Muppets another chance. They need another chance to survive, and as always, I am Sasha Boss, and it's really sad that there's going to be no more Muppets pretty soon. It's really sad. It's sad to me. It's really saddens me to say these words. I'm like, fingers crossed they will find a way to save the Muppets. They saved Sesame Street to Netflix, so the Muppets could be moving to Netflix. Come on, can some other company own the Muppets, please? Not Disney. Could it be Netflix? Could it be NBC? Could it be Universal? Can you imagine Universal and all the properties with Gonzo interacting with King Kong? Oh my gosh, guys. That would be awesome. So, as always, I am Sasha Boss, and got my answer here. Muppet Show should be revived, and that's how you solve all your issues here. And gosh, it hurts my soul to say that was the last time Jim Henson's voice or anything he would do. It's gone. Muppets 3D is no more. It's sad. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned. And let me know your thoughts of today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.